class emerged in the society. Now, we have to think about what was the basic ideology of these middle classes. So, liberalism was the basic political ideology of this society. Here, what is meant by liberalism? Liberalism is derived from the Latin word liber, which means free. Liberalism is a political ideology which means that every individual should get independence and everybody should be equal in front of the law. And suppose you will see that this liberalism politically emphasize the government by the consent. Here government by the consent means government by the getting the approval of the people, means people will elect their government. In short, a government with the constitution and government with the representative form. Constitution, representative government means democratic government they wanted to bring in the society, and this liberalism was gaining popularity in the European society. So liberalism doesn't mean that only representative government. Liberalism has different meaning in the different sphere of the life. For example, liberalism or the freedom, it doesn't mean that right to vote was given to everyone. If you will see in the French society, in 9th standard we have learned when French Revolution happened, that time they gave the right to vote to the only propertized section. They divided the citizens into the two parts, active citizen and passive citizen. Here the only propertized section were termed as the active citizen. All women and the people without property was considered as the passive citizen, and these people were not given the right to vote. For a very short period of time in the Jacobin period, all adults means male adults, not female. All adults men had got the right to vote, but in a very short period of time, when Napoleon Bonaparte came to the power, he again restricted the right to vote. In this way, we can see that democracy doesn't mean suffrage movement, universal adult franchise in the Europe. It was hardly limited with the propertized section, and all women and men without property, they had to struggle till 19th century to get the right to vote. So this happened in political sphere. Now, what was the meaning of the liberalism in the economic sphere? In economic sphere, liberalism means freedom of market, means all the people should be free for the movement of the goods and the capital in the market. That time, if you will see the condition of the market, I will give the example of the German states. That time, German state was the confederation of near about small so many states. Suppose any seller or any businessman who is traveling from one part of the country to another part of the country, so he has to pass near about 11 custom points, and at each point he had to pay near about 5% custom duties. Now you can understand what was the difficulty in the movement of the goods and the capitals. So here, even they had no uniform weight and measures, means the standard of weight and measures in their different parts. I will give you one example. Suppose ile was the standard of measure of the textile that time. If you will use that ile, suppose you are buying some textile cloth in Frankfurt, that ile will give you 54.7 centimeter cloth. If you will take the ile in the men's, it will only 55.1. If you will go to the Nuremberg, it is 65.6, and if you will go Fairburg, then it is only 53.5. If the ile has different measure in the different area, then it was a time consuming process to count and to measure the custom duties in that particular area. Now, how to solve this problem? So everybody in that area were asking some uniform systems in the market. Here the next question comes around, what was Zollverein and what was the need to establish that? Here, Zollverein were the custom unions. Here custom unions means what? Customs unions was the trading blocks. They had the agreement, they were set up through the trading pact. In some cases, they had decided free market policy in their own area. So as we learned that there were different kinds of custom duties, there were different kinds of measures. So first of all, they reduced these different kinds of custom duties, and even that time near about more than 30 currencies were used in this area. So these custom unions, they removed all the trading barriers in that area. Along with that, they reduced the number of currency from 30 to 2. In this way, they tried to simplify the market policy, and this was the liberalism in the economic sector. Now, we have to move towards the new conservatism. Here, the emergence of the new conservatism after 1815. So, what was the idea of this new conservatism? Here, new conservatism means the politically belief of the people that traditional institutions like monarchy, church, aristocracy, feudalism, these institutions should be preserved. This institution, if you want to preserve, don't feel that they want to go to the return to the society before the French Revolution. Because after seeing the Napoleon's rule, they also realized that modernization has strengthened the old institutions. For example, modern army, efficient bureaucracy, very dynamic economy, and abolition of the feudalism and serfdom. These things had strengthened the old institutions of the government. Means conservative people, they wanted to bring the new order, but conservatism here emphasized the gradual development rather than the quick development. So in this way, when Napoleon was defeated in 1815, all the European powers, Russia, Britain, Prussia, Austria, came together to sort out the problem of the Europe, and they assembled in Vienna Congress, and that Congress was hosted by Austrian Duke Metternich. So here, what they decided? They decided that they wanted to undo all the changes which had happened under the Napoleonic War, or the area they wanted to settle, which was annexed by the Napoleon during the Napoleon rule. So first of all, they tried to establish the new nations on the border of the France to prevent it from the further expansion. For example, the Kingdom of the Netherlands, which included Belgium, was established in this process. Even they tried to distribute all the areas which was annexed by the Napoleon among themselves. In that process, they tried to give the eastern part of Poland to the Russia. They gave some part to the Austria, some part to the Germany. In this way, in the Vienna Congress, they tried to restore the autocracy, or you can say the monarchy, which was established in the Europe before the Napoleonic rule. In this way, they tried to bring all the old orders back to the Europe. Now, next topic we have to learn what was the nature of these aristocratic people. So here, all the aristocratic people were autocratic. Autocratic means they were uncontrolled rulers. They were not allowing any kind of criticism and dissent to their rule. Even these all people, they started censorship. Here censorship means they tried to control what is said in the newspaper, books, poems, and in this way they reflected the ideas of liberty and freedom which was evoked during the French Revolution. But still, the memories of the French Revolution nonetheless try to inspire the people in the Europe. So in this way, all the aristocratic people, they try to dominate the European society. And this gave the life of the revolutionaries, emergence of the revolutionaries. So next topic is revolutionaries. Following the year of the Vienna Congress 1815, the revolutionary activities increased in the Europe. Everywhere secret societies were sprang up. Here, that time, to be the revolutionary means a commitment to oppose the monarchical rule and to fight for the freedom, because that time these monarchical people were trying to bring back the monarchy, and these revolutionary people were trying to oppose them. So one such kinds of revolutionary was Joseph Mazzini. He was born in Genova in 1807. He was very much fond of the unification of the Italy. At the age of 24, he was asked to exile from the country because he had tried to revolt in the Liguria. Subsequently, he found two secret societies. One is Young Italy in the Marseilles and Young Europe in Bern. So Joseph Mazzini thought that nation should be the natural units of the mankind. It means Italy should not be divided into different parts. It has to come together first into the one United Nations. Then only we can have some development. His relentless opposition of the monarchy scared all the conservatives. That's why he was called as the most dangerous enemy of the conservative rule or the monarchical rule. So in this way, in this topic, we learned 5 points. First, what was the condition of the Europe in the mid-18th century? Then how the new middle class emerged in the society? What was liberalism and what was the different meanings of the liberalism in the different contexts? Then what are the features of the aristocracy and what is revolutionary and what were the features of the revolutionary system? Thank you. The next part we will see tomorrow.